Hello, it's Rebecca from Aunt Beck's Bakery. I'm going to show you how to do a little fence today. So it depends on what kind of fence you need. This one was just like a kind of like an iron fence that's around the outside of an apartment. So I measured the little pieces that I needed for the fence, and I cut them out one by one. Yes, I did. So the thing about these tutorials is that I don't have like any of the fancy tools yet. So in 2021, I am planning on getting some and improving my tools, but this is all how to do it by hand. And this is actually going to show you how to do it without any fancy tools. This is like hand cut. It takes a lot of time. It's very time consuming. That's the truth. But it's fun. I enjoy it. So that's okay. As long as you're having a good time, right? So I cut these by hand. I measured them and then I spaced them out. And so when I did that, I lined it up with the top of this cardboard. I really put it on this cardboard so that I can move this whole thing out of my area of work and put it somewhere else to dry so I could work on something else. So I just lined it up. I like Mod Podge. I like Mod Podge and tacky glue for almost everything. And then third in line would be my hot glue gun. And so you cut these all so that they're relatively even. I'm gonna have to trim a little bit on the bottom, that's okay. And then you cut one long strip and you just glue it on. So I have a paper house that I've done in the past and it was a white picket fence. It's the same deal. So, and what I really like about Mod Podge too is that it dries super fast. Super fast. So, this is going to be the inside. So this strip right here will be on the inside. And I would glue it, you know, all the way down on so that it's nice and firm. And then after I glue it all the way on, well, let me just do it. I did get a styrofoam cutter already. I got it for Christmas. Yay! So I don't have to cut my messy styrofoam anymore. I haven't used it yet, but when I do use it, I'll make a video of me using it. So I haven't had time to even get it out of the box yet. So no more saw and sweeping up a big mess in the backyard anymore. I got a hot wire styrofoam cutter for my houses and for the fake cakes that I make. Okay, so you glue that all into place and then you have a fence. And then what I usually do is I'll glue it again just to make sure it's like sealed. I'll just do this. Just to make sure it's really stuck on there. And I mean, my creations are made, a lot of them are made out of paper. That's what I'm showing you guys here. So usually the core of the house is pretty sturdy, but a lot of the outside pieces and details are fragile. But that's okay. I let customers know that. It's supposed to be put on a shelf, and it looks pretty way up on a shelf out of the way of little hands and pets and stuff. So they understand. I always let them know. So that's the fence. And then I use good old-fashioned popsicle sticks. I'm going to put these like every, 2 inches or so. But I cut it. And I cut it so that it's going to stick up a little bit on the top, but then on the bottom, it should be overhanging a little bit longer than the fence, so that you can cut the board and drive this part into the board. And that's what's going to keep it really sturdy and in place. So you need something thick. You could also use something like this instead. But just always give yourself a little bit of length on the bottom, and then you cut a hole. If this was the board it was going into, you'd cut some kind of hole, and then you would be able to stick the pole into the hole, and that's how the fence stays in place. Okay, I'll be back with more videos.